Penguin Random House Audio presents Rebuild Your Bones, the 12-week Osteoporosis Protocol. Written and read by Mira Calton, CN, and Jayson Calton, PhD.
We dedicate this book to the women and men around the world who have overcome the prejudices and false beliefs of the past and are now empowered to stand up, demand truth, and retake control of their health. Introduction. Our Osteoporosis Journey. All the adversity I've had in my life, all my troubles and obstacles, have strengthened me. You may not realize it when it happens, but a kick in the teeth may be the best thing in the world for you. Walt Disney. We are so excited to take this journey to better bone health with you. People always ask us how we became so impassioned about micronutrients and healing osteoporosis. The truth is that we've been right where you are now, frightened by a diagnosis, but determined to heal. After years of research, trial and error, and innovation, we know the way out, and we want to share it with you. Mira's story.
When I turned 30, I was diagnosed with advanced osteoporosis. And from that moment on, everything in my life changed. My bustling New York City life came screeching to a halt when I simply could no longer ignore the pain in my hips and lower back. It was time to face the fact that the pain I had been experiencing for almost a year couldn't simply be due to my high heels and long hours of stressful work. I had come to the reality that something was wrong with my body. My doctor diagnosed me with advanced osteoporosis. He told me my bones had deteriorated to those of an 80-year-old woman. I was only 30 years old and had been living what I believed to be a healthy lifestyle. How could this be happening? The most devastating part of all was that my doctor didn't think my bones would get any better. It seemed I was fated to live a life filled with prescription medications with a host of detrimental side effects that at best would keep my bones from getting worse. I can honestly say that being diagnosed with osteoporosis scared me to death, and I don't scare easily. I had so many fears, from losing my job, to losing my independence, to being constantly in and out of the hospital with broken bones. It felt like the best days of my life were behind me. I felt useless, ashamed, embarrassed, and helpless, and my future was looking like a nightmare I was terrified to live. But I'm a fighter, and if you're listening to this right now, you're a fighter too. After the fear and depression passed, I wanted to face my osteoporosis head on. I wanted the truth about what osteoporosis was, how I got it, and most importantly, how to reverse it. After spending months thoroughly researching the negative side effects of the medications I had been prescribed, which will be shared with you in Chapter 2, I decided to forego taking medication. I took my health into my own hands and began to search for an alternative, natural treatment. However, after several years and a small fortune later, my efforts were not proving successful. I was discouraged and was beginning to fear that my decision to say no to medication had been a mistake. I was afraid that my fight, determination, and quest for knowledge had been in vain. That's when fate stepped in. I was introduced to a pioneer in the field of nutrition and lifestyle medicine, known for his cutting-edge, out-of-the-box theories, who was willing to look at my osteoporosis from a completely new angle. Jayson's story.
When I first met Mira, I was shocked to find out that such a young, vibrant woman had such an advanced form of osteoporosis. She told me that she had refused to take the medication her doctor had prescribed, and instead was looking for an alternative, natural treatment for her condition, and I was immediately intrigued. Over the last decade, I helped thousands of clients with a wide variety of health conditions and diseases through a unique, low-carbohydrate, ketogenic diet and lifestyle program that I had developed. It focused on whole foods, specific exercises, and supplementation with vitamins, minerals, essential fatty acids, and amino acids. Although much of my work had been focused on weight loss, my clients often reported back to me other amazing health benefits, from lower cholesterol to alleviated chronic headaches. By the time I met Mira, the program had either improved or reversed more than 20 different health conditions beyond weight loss. Because of this, I was hopeful that I could help Mira find a way to reverse her osteoporosis. Although I knew that a ketogenic diet and a weight-bearing exercise program would be an essential part of Mira's recovery, I also knew that these two factors would not be enough on their own. Mira was a special case. I suspected that severe micronutrient deficiencies had played a central role in the development of her advanced osteoporosis. We needed to determine the cause of her deficiencies and then figure out a way to successfully get her body to absorb the vitamins and minerals necessary to rebuild her bones. This forced me to shift my attention away from the macronutrient side of food, carbohydrates, fats, and proteins, which I had been focusing on for most of my career, as macronutrients are key components to a ketogenic diet. Instead, I took a much deeper look at essential micronutrients, vitamins, minerals, essential fatty acids, and amino acids, and how they interacted with one another. Coincidentally, when I met Mira in 2003, I had been researching a little-known discovery in supplemental science: the fact that certain minerals compete with one another for absorption sites in the gastrointestinal tract. This competition prohibited the absorption of certain minerals, leading to deficiencies. I felt that by applying this knowledge to Mira's supplementation program, and by separating the minerals that were critical for her body to absorb into multiple doses throughout the day, we could eliminate their competition for absorption pathways. Although I was unsure whether this method to increase the absorption potential of the minerals would work, it just made sense to me. I had high hopes that this new anti-competition method of supplementation would yield the benefits we were looking for. Mira and I worked to pinpoint specific diet and lifestyle habits that may have contributed to her disease. Mira thought that her daily routine was healthy: a low-fat muffin and black coffee for breakfast, spinach salad for lunch, and steamed chicken and vegetables for dinner. So she was shocked to discover that all of these dietary habits had, in their own ways, contributed to her micronutrient deficiencies and ultimately her osteoporosis. Most of the foods she was eating were micronutrient-poor foods, filled with what we call naked calories, foods that have been stripped of their essential, health-promoting micronutrients and are therefore naked. Her diet was also filled with antinutrients, naturally occurring substances in certain foods that can reduce the body's ability to absorb micronutrients. She was getting plenty of these naked calories and antinutrients, but very few of the vitamins, minerals, essential fatty acids, and amino acids her body needed to maintain strong bones. Her life in the big city didn't help matters either. Her days had been filled with stress, excessive caffeine and alcohol consumption, carbon monoxide inhalation, poor sleep patterns, extreme exercise, and frequent dieting. This lifestyle and environment further sabotaged her body's ability to absorb and properly allocate the micronutrients necessary for healthy bones. We changed Mira's eating habits to reduce as many anti-nutrients as possible and replace the micronutrient-poor foods with micronutrient-rich alternatives. We also eliminated many of her micronutrient-depleting lifestyle habits and began a daily weight-bearing exercise program. Perhaps most importantly, we developed and implemented a micronutrient therapy protocol based on our new anti-competition theory. Slowly, after a lot of hard work, Mira began to feel better. However, we knew that only a DEXA scan, the common test given to measure bone mineral density, BMD, would give us the proof that she was healing. I joined Mira on her return visit to the doctor's office to hear the test results. The news couldn't have been any better. After 2 years of following the protocol we had developed, Mira's advanced osteoporosis was completely reversed. Our success spawns new questions. As you can imagine, we were elated. Our years of searching through scientific research for any information we could find on the causation, prevention, and reversal of osteoporosis had paid off. We had done what Mira's doctors had said was impossible, we safely and naturally reversed her advanced osteoporosis. Without drugs, she had achieved a bone density.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?